I am always 2 steps ahead.
Nikocado Avocado is YouTube's supervillain. I'm not trying to be dramatic. I'm not saying that for theatrical effect. He literally is coming off like the Joker.
This has been the greatest social experiment I've come to know.
Stop feeding the cats! Stop feeding the cats!
To bear witness, to observe all these unwell, unbalanced, disoriented beings roam the internet in search of stories.
You're not sorry! You ruined my life!
Where people feel involved with the stories and therefore become product of influence, thirsty for distraction from time unspent, from lackluster lifestyles, spoiling their minds while stimulating them at the exact same time. It's brilliant, but it's also dangerous.
Before we continue, I want to give a big thank you to today's sponsor, AdamandEve.com. Adam and Eve is a store for anybody who is over the age of 18, and they sell a large variety of adult items. And don't worry, if you live in an area where you dread the idea of somebody seeing what you've ordered, fear not, Adam and Eve's got you covered. Also, no need to worry about being stuck with an unhappy purchase. AdamandEve.com offers 90-day no-hassle returns, and they have 24/7 customer support. One of the best things about AdamandEve.com is that 20% of their profits go towards fighting the spread of HIV around the world, which is amazing. It makes me so happy to see when a company tries to help better the world and gives back. Click my link in the description below or go to AdamandEve.com today and use code MIMI at checkout for 50% off an item and free shipping to the United States and Canada. Some exclusions do apply. Thank you so much to Adam and Eve for once again sponsoring a video on my channel, and with that being said, let's continue today's topic. Food is a staple in our social lives.
Where's the lamb sauce?
However, eating has also become a very popular form of content on YouTube. These types of videos are often considered mukbangs, and the king of mukbangs is a man named Nikocado Avocado. If you know how to use the internet in any capacity, then you have likely heard of Nikocado Avocado at some point due to how much discourse surrounds him online. People love to talk about Nikocado Avocado.
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 Nikocado Avocado is a 29-year-old man who runs multiple YouTube channels. He has nearly 7 million subscribers across all 6 of his channels. He is a very talented violinist who used to display his skills before his career took off. He would also use social media to talk about veganism and would do vegan mukbangs. As time passed, however, he gave up his vegan lifestyle and started doing mukbangs consuming large quantities of unhealthy foods. And this became the start of his success. So what is a mukbang, you ask? In short, it's something that started out as a trend in Korea where people would eat food during streams or in public videos, and it would make people who live alone feel like they had company while eating their own dinners. Somehow, that turned into people eating copious amounts of food on camera for views. Over the past few years especially, the portion sizes of these meals would grow along with the audience of these mukbang YouTubers. Similar to other forms of popular YouTube content, each video has to outdo the previous. Things have to be bigger and better, more intense, more shocking, and well, when it comes to a channel revolving around consuming food, there's only so many ways that you could do this aside from what's on your plate. This isn't just Nikocado Avocado either. There are a plethora of mukbang channels that make very similar content. Nikocado seems to be one of the most criticized. There are tons of videos of Nikocado showcasing his fights with his husband.
Stop!
Having breakdowns. Having physical health complications.
You're always supposed to wear it when you sleep, but I'm wearing it during the day.
thanks to you guys.
And much more. He put his own spin on mukbangs, adding in drama and adding an over-the-top personality to make his content entertaining. But as many people have noticed, a lot of his content very much appears to be an act. For quite a while, this was just speculation, but it has recently been confirmed by Nikocado himself.
Hope you know I'm an actor. I mean, I majored in performance, and I always wanted to be on Broadway doing a show, whether that was acting or singing or dance. I used to do dance. This is my thing, you know, and a lot of people take it very seriously.
If you were granted a deal where you could obtain great success and wealth from doing something that you know would eventually cause so much harm to your body that it could even risk or shorten your life, would you do it? Now, there's no right or wrong answer to this question in my opinion, so long as it's not harming anybody else in the process. It's just something to think about throughout the course of this video. This video really isn't to put Nikocado down or cancel him, for lack of a better term, or anything like that. This is more about my interest in how we've gotten to this point where not only YouTube, but society in general rewards this type of content. Sure, the creators are entertaining and people love to watch them, but what is the ultimate cost? Over the past few years, Nikocado Avocado has been doing a lot of content that is similar to the old Boogie2988 videos, McJuggernuggets, Kid Behind a Camera. It's stuff that is very obviously fake to some, but others believe it, when in reality, it seems like most of the time he's trolling, and he's using that outrage and that backlash and that curiosity to fuel his content and continue making more videos. But what's different about this is that Nikocado seems to be fully aware of the consequences this could have later down the road.
So what I do now, I really do what I do for money. That's really it. Money and viewers. But that's going to come to an end eventually because I'm going to die.
And in one aspect, you could blame the YouTube algorithm or you can blame people's natural curiosity, but in the other, he knows that he himself is part of the problem. He even says it.
I am the villain. But I make myself one.
He knows that by doing this, it's going to make people watch more and consume more. But the question is, at what point is this going to get too far to where it doesn't even matter? Views, fame, money, does any of that really matter when your health becomes so compromised that you can't even appreciate it? I think that what happened here is that a few years ago, after the incident with Stephanie So, another mukbang channel, who had kind of a huge falling out with Nikocado Avocado, and another incident involving Trisha Paytas, I think Nick decided to take the criticisms they've given him or the accusations they've made about him and turn it into part of this act that he has. And at several points, it worked. One thing I want to touch base on is the fact that there are several other mukbang YouTubers who do not the same type of content. I mean, I've never seen anybody act as erratic as Nikocado Avocado, but they do consume very similar amounts of food, and some people even do things like 50,000 calorie challenges, or this is 8,000 calories worth of ramen noodles and I'm gonna eat all of it in a single sitting. There's one distinct difference between him and a lot of other mukbang YouTubers that people like to point out, and it's the fact that Nikocado Avocado has gained a couple hundred pounds, and people are very focused on his weight. When in reality, whether you are 120 pounds or 320 pounds, if this is the content that you're creating on a daily basis or a weekly basis even, and you are constantly consuming this amount of food, this amount of unhealthy food, you do have to realize that there are going to be health complications for you in the future. And I think people who are creating these, at least most of them, probably do realize that. But for people who want to start out on YouTube, they're like, this is so easy, I just need to get food and sit down and film. Just know that if you have the idea in your head that you want to become a mukbang channel, there are going to be some trade-offs here, and those trade-offs could result in creating a lot of health complications for yourself down the line. Regardless of what you weigh when you create this type of content, consuming 10,000 calories in a single sitting for all of these videos can't possibly be healthy or sustainable, can it? A YouTuber by the name of Kiana Doherty created a decent documentary called The Disturbing Truth of Mukbangs, which I highly recommend checking out for a better idea of how dangerous this type of content could be for the ones creating it, regardless of their size.
Mukbangs are not just eating on camera, they're binge eating on camera. The amount of food being consumed is crazy. And some people are doing this every single day. And I don't even necessarily 100% blame the mukbanger either. People are obviously more interested in watching someone eat a ridiculous amount of food than they are in seeing someone eat a normal, sensibly sized dinner. It's just not as interesting. People want a show, and that's not it. And quantity is really the tip of the iceberg of the, shall we say, creativity of the mukbangers trying to grab and hold your attention.
The shock value of this type of food being eaten and the quantity draws in a large audience. Some people even take this really far, such as the woman who basically ends the lives of various sea creatures on camera and then eats them. I can't go into that too much without getting too upset though, so let's get back on topic here. When it comes to Nikocado Avocado, he's at the top of the mukbang game. But what's worse is that some people who are definitely worried can't tell what's real and what isn't when it comes to his health concerns. That's because some of his videos are clearly fake, like the one where he talked about having a broken rib but seemed to be fine walking around and doing physical activities. He also claimed to have had a heart attack on camera and claimed that he had breathing troubles and needed a machine to help him breathe. It's one thing to make up skits for comedy, but some fans genuinely do become worried and distressed over hearing about Nikocado potentially having a heart attack or having breathing problems or anything else, especially when it comes to situations that are so serious that people around the world struggle with every single day. But whether it's ethical or not, that worry is just another thing that generates more traffic to his channel, more views to his videos, more attention to his mukbang content. It seems like it's almost every month that he posts a video saying something related to his health is causing him to finally stop making mukbang videos, but then a few days later, he's creating the same exact content. It's almost as if he drives in views, getting people to think he's finally quitting, and then he goes right back into it the week after. So Nikocado Avocado made this monologue where he is talking about his audience.
I feel as if my life has been positioned to where I'm monitoring ants on an ant farm. One follows another, follows another, follows another. It's mesmerizing, it's enthralling, it's spellbinding. Just look at all these consumers, all of these lost and bored people consuming anything that they're told to consume. I am the villain, but I make myself one. And people will consume these stories year after year after year. Stories that shock, that confuse, stories that are deliberately made to blur the boundaries between fact and fiction. Stories that permeate, infect, and linger in the minds of the ants. Influence the ants. Brainwash the ants. You are the ant. I woke up this morning to money deposited into my account for simply not doing something, for simply not going through with something. People are the most up creatures on this planet, and you will continue to consume, and I'll continue to be 2 steps ahead. Today, I thought it would be a splendid idea to go out and get some food and film it for you. Gee, are you surprised? Have you forgotten the story? Are you not paying attention? After all, you're here to consume, are you not?
Now, considering the fact that he has a cameo where several videos have been shown of him being appreciative and kind to the people who pay for his cameos and support him, I would like to imagine he's specifically addressing the portion of his audience who hate watch him or who spend lots of time creating content revolving around hating him constantly. However, I'm not completely sure, because on the other hand, there have been several videos where in his act said, this is your fault that I am like this way because you are the consumer of this content and you are the reason why I keep making videos.
All of these haters watch me get fat and not know why. I ended up buying diabetes in a cup, and it's your faults. It's your faults. It's your fault. It's your faults. It's your faults. It's your faults. This is your fault. It's his fault. It's your fault.
At the end of the day, I don't think he or many other mukbangers would be creating the content that they do if it were not for the people who watch it. Now, that isn't necessarily to blame people for the way that Nikocado Avocado's health is declining, because he is the person eating the food, creating the content, and ultimately posting this.
Oh no. Oh my God, don't poop. Oh no, you're on camera. Don't poop. Ah, brace, 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 brace. Squeeze, 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 squeeze.
I think the best way to sum up this entire situation is an animation made by Meat Cannon. Usually this channel makes really morbid but comedic animations, heavily distorting characters depicting internet celebrities, but the video done on Nikocado wasn't its normal parody video. It was actually really sad. It kind of sums up everything we've talked about today in a metaphorical sense, and it really puts things into a depressing perspective, if I'm honest. It almost feels dystopian in a way. I don't think Nikocado Avocado is some evil person that deserves tons of hate, especially not over the content he creates that is obviously an act. I do think he deserves criticism in making his fans worry about him and creating content that not only mocks disabilities, but makes people believe he has them. And even though a couple of clips from his videos have really made me laugh, when I think of him as a person or as a creator, I can't help but feel sad, because there is no way this can be sustainable long term. This can't continue for years and years to come without something bad eventually happening to his health. I'm not saying he should go back to his vegan diet or anything either, because I know he's publicly stated that that has also caused him health issues, but this definitely can't be a better alternative. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, TehMimi, you're making a video on this topic right now, so you're just making the problem worse. I don't think the problem really can be made worse. Nothing that anybody says or does is really going to change the outcome of it at this point. There's really nothing that anybody can do to try and help the situation, because at the end of the day, Nikocado Avocado has to be the one to make the decision whether or not to continue living this lifestyle or retiring and focusing on his health. It really is sad in a way. But at the same time, how bad can you really feel when he's the one creating the content? And I think that's ultimately why I wanted to discuss it, because I have a lot of conflicting feelings about it, and it's bothering me. With that being said, let me know your thoughts about this entire situation down in the comments below. Do you think that Nikocado Avocado is faking all of these videos, or do you think that some of them have truth to them? Do you think that he's faking this villainous persona when he has this monologue here? Or do you think that might be a break in character? I'd love to hear what you think about it in the comments down below. With that being said, thank you so much if you've made it all the way to the end of this video. Once again, if you are interested in adamandeve.com, click my link below or go to adamandeve.com and use code MIMI. And thank you so much to all of my patrons, especially Lewis, Miss Tanisha, Anthony Tressau, and Michelle. With that being said, I will see you in the next video.